On today's Mortal Kombat News MashUp, I react to ScreenRant's list of 10 actors who they think could play Johnny Cage in the recently announced Mortal Kombat movie sequel. An interesting Mortal Kombat 2 game fact is revealed, and did Super Smash Bros. Just overtake Mortal Kombat in all-time sales? What is up, guys? Welcome to the MashUp, running all the latest news in Mortal Kombat that you might have missed from the week. We got some good news topics today, so let's get to it. First up, let's talk about an interesting Mortal Kombat 2 game fact that was just revealed. On Friday, Twitter user @Unruly retweeted an old post about the OG Mortal Kombat game with the question for Ed Boon and John Tobias that revealed an interesting fact about Mortal Kombat 2. In Unruly's original post from February 2017, he posted a picture of the various character designs for Mortal Kombat 1 with the caption, "Mortal Kombat 1 Fun Fact. Jax was supposed to be in the game, but they went with Sonya Blade instead. Here's a look at the design." In the picture, Jax is shown to be wearing a yellow ninja suit, giving me more human Cyrax from MK9 or Art Lean from the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie vibes. In Unruly's retweet on Friday, he followed up with his original tweet with a question for Ed Boon and John Tobias saying, "Hey there Ed Boon and John Tobias, this Jax outfit was this from part 1, correct? And did you ever film anything with Jax in the first game?" Ed responded to his question with, "We never captured anything for Jax in Mortal Kombat 1. That was the first costume we had for Jax in Mortal Kombat 2. But we weren't happy with it and changed it to the Mortal Kombat 2 Jax you know today, thumbs up." I think the look they ended up with going with for Jax was more effective and helped shape the character and make him stand out more. That's even without his bionic armor plating he received in Mortal Kombat 3. Did you know about this Mortal Kombat 2 fact? And if not, what do you think about Jax's original design, and are you glad with the design we ended up with? Next up, did Super Smash Bros. Just overtake Mortal Kombat in all-time sales? Yes and no. On Thursday, user Daniel Ahmed on Twitter posted a sales chart for Super Smash Bros. Spanning from the original game on Nintendo 64 to the current Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch. To date, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch has sold close to 27.5 million copies, while its predecessors well below 15 million. Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS selling a combined 14.8 million, Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo Wii selling 13 million, Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube and Wii selling 7 million, and the original Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64 selling 5.5 million. Ahmed captioned the chart with, "The Super Smash Bros. Series hit a new milestone this year with 69 million units sold." He continued on with his tweet saying, "For reference, Mortal Kombat has sold 75 million units, Tekken has sold 53 million units, and Street Fighter has sold 47 million units. From these numbers, it looks like Super Smash Bros. Has overtaken Street Fighter and Tekken, but is number 2 behind Mortal Kombat, but not that far behind." A more detailed breakdown of sales by individual games was provided by a user on 4chan. From the screenshot, you can see that games are listed from smallest amount of copies sold to largest amount of copies sold. At the bottom, we have Dragon Ball FighterZ with 8 million, Tekken 5 with 8.2 million, Tekken 3 with 8.3 million, Street Fighter 4 with 9.1 million, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS at 9.4 million, Mortal Kombat 11 for 12 million, Mortal Kombat X at 12 million, Super Smash Bros. Brawl at 13.32 million, Street Fighter 2 for 15.5 million, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate listed at 25.71 million copies. So from these numbers, you can see that while Mortal Kombat may be the king of fighting games in overall copies sold, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the current king based on individual fighting games. Will Mortal Kombat 12 be the game that can outsell the current Super Smash Bros. And help push Mortal Kombat further up the charts away from its reach? That seems possible, but NetherRealm Studios and Warner Bros. Games better get to it, since it was recently revealed that Nintendo Switch surpassed the Nintendo Wii in all-time sales with 103.5 million units sold. What do you think about the games battling it out in sales for the supreme fighting game? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, let's go over ScreenRant's list of the 10 actors who could play Johnny Cage in the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie sequel. Alright, so here's the list from ScreenRant of the 10 actors who could play Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2. So let's go ahead and get to the list. So first up, we have The Miz. Now, I think this is one of the fan-requested, more obvious choices that people think about when we think about Johnny Cage, because he is, of course, the WWE wrestler. He has this kind of persona that he's, everybody's used for him to seeing, as far as him being more arrogant about himself, but he's also has the physique, he has the skill. I mean, obviously with some training he can have more, martial arts specific training, but we know that because he's a wrestler, he can do, some action moves. He has been in action movies, of course, mostly B movies, but he's been in action movies. But I think a lot of people, when we think about Johnny Cage, we think about The Miz. That's like one of the first people that comes to mind, and I think he'd be a great choice. So let's move on to the next one. We got Channing Tatum. Now, Channing Tatum has been in the news recently because he talked about how he is pretty distraught that he did not get to do his Gambit movie, which, from what we've been reading, is supposed to be like more like a Deadpool type movie. So it's like an action comedy X-Men movie. I think it would have been okay, but it didn't come to happen with the Disney buyout. But I don't know if Channing Tatum is what I think about when I think about Johnny Cage. When I think about him, I think of Magic Mike, I think of 21 Jump Street, I think of Step Up, G.I. Joe. I mean, in some cases he has, because of his dancing, he could probably do martial arts. He did G.I. Joe. Didn't he do like the, the White House Down movies, the ones that Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman did, like the knockoff version of that with Jamie Foxx? I just don't know about Channing Tatum. I just don't know if he's what I would think about when I think of Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage also has like that kind of comedic element to it just a little bit. He can do like a one-liner. Channing Tatum, I mean, I know he's, Jeff. That's like, like the meme and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think about him when I think of Johnny Cage. Next up, we have Donald Glover. So, of course, from FX's Atlanta, and of course from Solo, the Han Solo movie that they did, the prequel. If they wanted to race spin Johnny Cage, I could see Donald Glover. I could see Donald Glover maybe doing that. I mean, I don't know if he has martial arts skills, but he could probably learn them for sure. I mean, anytime an actor wants to do a role, they can obviously learn it. They can be trained. As far as like physique, I mean, the only other thing was with shirt off is going to be with his America video. America, America, America. Maybe Donald Glover, and I think he could have like comedic elements. He could probably do one-liners. I think maybe he's too like debonair or laid back for the role. He's too suave. Maybe that's how I kind of picture Donald Glover a little bit. So I don't know about Donald Glover, but if they want to race spin it, race spin the character, I think he could be a potential choice. All right, who we got next? We got Nicolas Cage. Okay. So while they may share the same last name, and I love how this picture has him in a cage, Nicolas Cage in a cage. I guess this is from the Burning Man movie, maybe? Anyways, I don't think that Nicolas Cage would be a good choice. Maybe if it was like older Johnny Cage, maybe? Now, don't get me wrong, Nicolas Cage has been doing some really cool, like, mostly B movies, but like action movies. I mean, his career has stayed steady with those, and I think there's even one where he, I don't remember the name of the movie, but Wally's Wonderworld or Wonderland or something like that, where he basically doesn't say a whole word without the whole movie, and he like kicks butt throughout all of it and drinks a lot of purple soda juice stuff. But I thought that was really good. So I mean, he has like the action part of it. I could see that. He could probably learn martial arts. I know he did like that Western Samurai movie. I didn't even finish it. I didn't like it, but I don't know about young Johnny Cage, which is what I think we're going to get in this movie. But if he was like an older Johnny Cage, maybe. All right, who else we have? Joel McHale. Now, Joel McHale, it's kind of, I'm split with him because while he voices Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat animated movies, obviously Battle Legends, Scorpion's Revenge, and Battle of the Realms, he does a really good job there. I think he could potentially do it. He might be too tall. I don't know how tall Johnny Cage is. I don't know how tall he is. He's kind of, I think Joel McHale is pretty tall, but I don't know. Maybe. Johnny Cage, I think, should have like that kind of like handsome actor face. It's gonna sound wrong. It's gonna sound really wrong, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know, when I look at Joel McHale, all I think about is The Soup or Community, and he like is more comedian. I think about more like he's too far on the comedian side than more than I think it could be like an action star. So I think like he fits the role of the voice acting really well because that's just kind of like how the character is. He's more like, he's not really like Deadpool, but he could be like Deadpool. But I don't know if I could really see Joel McHale in the role. I think he'd look too goofy. I know that may sound weird, but that's just what I think about. I think maybe he'd be too goofy for the role. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think if Joel McHale would be good. I mean, I love him in the voice acting, but I don't know if he would translate well to live action. Next up, we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That's a no. Automatic no. He's too big. He's bald. And nothing is bald, guys. I'm just saying he's bald, so we have to put a wig on him. But, yeah. I mean, we already have Ed Boon's blessing that if there's going to be a sequel movie and he's going to be in it, it should be Shao Kahn, or fans think maybe Kotal Kahn. I think that's where he's better suited. Obviously, he can do action, but yeah, not for Johnny Cage. Not for Johnny Cage. Who else we got? Chris Evans. Now, I'm pretty sure Chris Evans made my list when I did the video last year, and I think Chris Evans would be a good Johnny Cage, but there's a couple things that are against him. One of the main ones people bring up is he's an A-list actor. Captain America, did the Knives Out movie, it's going to cost too much. But I think America's Ass would be a really good choice for Johnny Cage. I mean, I know he's done other movies that are, you know, shows off his more comedic elements and action elements, so I know he can do that. But I don't know about Johnny Cage. But you know, what's interesting is, and I talked about in a previous video, Grace Randolph from Beyond the Trailer did a poll recently talking about who fans would want to see as Johnny Cage, and you know, of course, all of them are her fans, but they picked Chris Evans. And while she agreed that that's a good choice that she would love to see, you know, budget would be the biggest reason why we would not see him be Johnny Cage. So you never know. They said this time around they're going to try to give the movie more money. I don't know if they want to spend all on Chris Evans, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, who else we got? I'm probably going to butcher his last name. Rob McElhenney, maybe? I have a Mick last name, and mine's a little bit easier than that, but I know him from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't watch that, you know, faithfully or anything. I just watched it here and there, and I see a lot of clips online. But what I do know about him, he, of course, has the physique. He has the comedic chops. I think with his character, at least how he presents himself, he is more of like an alpha. So I could see that. I could definitely see that happening. I don't know. Maybe he can make a good choice. I don't know. I just think that, like, with other choices on this list, like The Miz, Chris Evans, maybe Joel McHale, I don't know. He just would be further down on my list. Let's see. Kumail and Johnny. All right. So I think if I was going to actually race bend Johnny Cage, I would probably choose him. After watching him in the Eternals, I loved his character. I think that was basically Johnny Cage to some degree. He was the Bollywood movie star, very arrogant, all about himself. Even had like his little assistant, you know, filming his life. I think that captures a lot of the Johnny Cage element right there. So I think if they're going to race bend, especially since he's bulked up, he can learn some action moves. I think if they're going to race bend Johnny Cage, Kumail and Johnny would be a great choice to pick. I think that'd be a great choice. All right. And last up, we have Nathan Fillion, if I can get the screen centered. Okay, so automatically I say no to Nathan Fillion for young Johnny Cage, but for older Johnny Cage, absolutely. He can do the action, he has the comedic chops, he has the more regal look of Johnny Cage as far as older Johnny Cage. So I definitely would pick him for the older version, not for the younger version. I know some people are like, no, Nathan Fillion can do anything, but this isn't, you know, two guys are going to pizza place days. These are, you know, we're 2022, 23, 24, whenever this movie decides to come out. So I say if we're going to pick Nathan Fillion, it's going to be for older Johnny Cage. And that's it for today's episode, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below about all the topics I talked about. If you want more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.